It's a beautiful day for our tiger schools, a beautiful day for a tiger. This is your time, a wonderful time. It's a terrific day for terrific kids, a terrific day for all tigers. This is your time, a wonderful time. We have always wanted to have students just like you. We've always wanted to do our best just for you. So let's make the most of these at-home days. We can't be together, might as well say, this is your time, a wonderful time, just to be a tiger. Please won't you be a tiger? Well, hello kids, Dr. Glass here. It is a wonderful day to be a tiger, and boy do we have a wonderful show for you today. Let's ask our friend, Mr. Tiger. Oh, Mr. Tiger! Mr. Tiger!
Well, hello, Dr. Glass. Have we got a great show for the kids today? We're going to learn how to cook and make monkey bread. We're going to visit wild and exotic animals. And we're going to learn how to make wonderful art shapes from cardboard, exercise, and so much more.
Sounds great! Now, on with the show.
Hi boys and girls, my name is Mrs. Fisher and I teach kindergarten at Blanchard Elementary. Today I am on here to encourage you all to make your own family cookbook. When my kids were little, we created this family cookbook together and we still use it today. So in the cookbook, you can have recipes that maybe this one their grandmother added, this is one that I added, and this is a recipe that one of my kids added, and so on. So this recipe book is a treasure to our family. It's something that we still use today, and I think that it would be a great idea for your family to make one as well. So once you have your recipe book created, I want you all to work together to write out your own recipe to put inside the book. Today, what we're going to make, or what I'm going to show you how to make, is monkey bread. It's one of my kids' favorites, and we've also made it in kindergarten, and it's a lot of fun to make. So as you can see here, these are the ingredients that you're going to need to make your monkey bread. You're going to need a 4-pack of biscuits, the small biscuits. You're going to need sugar, brown sugar, cinnamon, butter, a bundt pan if you have one. If you don't have one, you could also use any other type of baking dish to put it in, and some non-stick cooking spray, as well as a bag for you to be able to shake up your biscuits in. Okay, so before you begin, the first thing you're going to want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. You'll want to have your parents help you do this too. And then I've already preset my oven, so it's warming up while I'm preparing the biscuits. This is a super fun activity that you can do with big kids or little kids, and if you have little kids, working together makes it a lot of fun. It's a fun experience. So you're going to want to unwrap your first can of biscuits, and this part your child can do with you watching, and you'll want to cut each one of the biscuits in half. You can give them a butter knife to use, and you can show them how to slice the biscuits in half. You can also talk about fractions whenever you're doing the cooking with the biscuits, and talk about how 2 parts make a whole, all different types of things that you can do whenever you're cooking. So after you get all of the first can of biscuits cut, you'll go ahead and open up the other 3 cans of biscuits and you'll do the same thing. Okay, so my helper, my daughter Haley, helped me cut up all of the biscuits so they're ready to go. You can tell there are a bunch of biscuits on here. If you wanted to do a monkey bread recipe with half of them and you didn't want to fill an entire bundt cake, you could always do a smaller recipe of this too. But for this recipe, we're going to use a 1/2 cup of brown sugar and a 1/2 cup of white sugar. So we're going to pour both of those inside the bowl, and you want to make sure your brown sugar is packed in there. And then 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, which I have here. So we're going to mix that all up too. Then we're going to take a spoon or a fork And we're just going to mix up the brown sugar and the white sugar and the cinnamon. Okay, so earlier I had told you to get a small sandwich bag, and that's if you have several kids in your family, more than 1, 2, or 3 kids that you want to take turns mixing up the biscuits with the cinnamon and sugar and brown sugar mix. So this is your choice. You can either do a gallon Ziploc bag where you can put all of it in there, or you can take turns and do a couple different bags where you can put the biscuits inside with this mixture and they can take turns shaking it up. Okay, so now we are ready to put the mixture inside the big gallon bag, and I'm gonna put all of the biscuits inside here too. But I need a helper. Wait, I think there's somebody over at the door. Let's see if she wants to come and help. Oh, it's Perry, my neighbor. Hi, Perry. Would you like to come in and help make some monkey bread? Fabulous. Come on over. You're gonna take your shoes off? Okay. I'll bring a stool over here for you. We're gonna wash our hands first and then you can help me, okay? All right, come climb on up over here. And then I'll get you a hand squirt, some soap, I'll get some too. And we're gonna wash our hands to make sure they're extra clean before we mix with the monkey bread, okay? All right, you know how to sing your ABCs? All right, let's sing it. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I sing my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Perfect. All right, here's your paper towel. And I'll dry mine off. And now we're ready to mix up some monkey bread. Okay, so Perry Callis is my little assistant today. She lives next door and she decided to come and help me. So we put some of these in a smaller bag so it would be easier for her to shake since she's a little bit smaller. So Perry, can you show us how you can shake it like a monkey? Go ahead and shake it up and down. Good job, very good. Shake it up nice and good. Maybe throw it up in the air. Throw the bag up in the air. Woo, there you go. All right, let's check it out and see if it's good. Think they're pretty good? Yeah. Okay, so we've got our first biscuits. They're all covered in the cinnamon and sugar. You can add more until this is sugar right here.
No, that's sugar.
Right there?
No.
That?
Yeah.
Definitely sugar. Candy bowl. I always have a candy bowl. So then we're going to add all of the biscuits until we get them all coated just like this. Do you know what this is called? It's called a bundt pan, and this is the pan we're going to use to make our monkey bread. We're going to spray some cooking spray inside the pan just to keep it from sticking. You don't have to use that, but I like to use it just to keep it from sticking. So, would you like to spray it in there?
That's why I got a ponytail if my hair gets in there.
Oh, that's a good idea. Do you want to spray our pan? All right, here we go. Is it hard?
Mm-hmm.
Can we help you get it started? Oh, it's definitely working. I'll let you try it. There you go. Spray it all in there. Nice work. I can tell.
It smells gross.
Smells gross. Now we have to take your monkey bread and we're going to put it inside the bundt pan. So you can take the piece out like this and stick it inside the pan. You want to grab them out of there? We're going to fill all of the biscuits within the bundt pan and then we'll be ready to put it in the oven. So the last thing we have to do to make our monkey bread is we melted 6 tablespoons of butter in a bowl in the microwave. And this is kind of hot. So this is the part I'm going to do. I'm just going to
green.
Yeah, I'm going to drizzle it over the monkey bread.
It's kind of like eggs.
Kind of looks like eggs, doesn't it?
Yeah, because it has white and stuff in there, and yellow stuff in there.
So we have it all inside. What do you think? How does it look?
Okay.
Can we eat it yet?
No.
Nope. What do we have to do? We have to put it in the oven. So we're going to put it in the oven now. It's set at 350 degrees, and we're going to put it in the oven for 20 minutes. All right, I just took the monkey bread out of the oven, and you can kind of see what it looks like. I did end up baking it for 30 minutes instead of 20 minutes. I had a lot of butter, and I thought it needed to bake a little bit longer, and sometimes that's what happens when you're cooking. You just check on it and think that you need to bake it a little bit longer. So our monkey bread is ready for eating. I'm going to take some out and send it over to Perry, my neighbor, and enjoy it with her. Thanks for watching. I hope that this encourages you to do your own cooking experiences with your family and have your own family recipe book. Have a great day.
Hey boys and girls, how you doing? I'm really missing you. I know we're all stuck here at home, but I have some great ideas for you to be trying at home. I know a lot of people tell me they don't have any art supplies, but you do. You don't know it, but you do. One of the things everybody has is boxes. Things that they've used up the food inside and there's nothing left. So we're going to use these. We're going to recycle them in the best way. We're going to be making some art. Even just cardboard like this that you find inside of things works. You could, although you need to ask moms first, even just use paper plates sometimes. The cardboard, this kind of cardboard is easy to cut. It's a little flimsy, but we're going to be doing some things with it that are going to be really fun. So hang in there. I'm going to show you what's coming up with some of our really cool projects. So I have this really cool construction set that I got a while back, and it's made out of cardboard. And this cardboard is a little bit thicker, and so this would be harder to cut, but I have something that's gonna cure that. It has all these cool shapes, arches, and it has really neat designs on it, which I really like. You know, we're gonna be making some designs on ours if we want. If you don't want to, it'll just make a really great construction set. It just won't look as pretty. Okay. You don't need that. That's a little. Got a bunch of these arches. I have rectangles. I have circles, squares, more of them. And what they have is they have these little slots in them right here. I don't know if you can see these right now. And what they do is the slots fit together. And you can make really great, beautiful architectural looking sculptures with these sets. And so it's sort of a put the slots together kind of set. Anyway, I'm going to figure out a way for us to make these out of the cardboard that you have probably lying around in your recycling bin. Okay, and they will sit on your tabletop really nicely. Anyway, you can just keep going. You can make these sets as big as you want. As long as you got that cardboard coming in, you're good to go. The first thing you want to do is to cut up your cardboard box along the seams. Don't forget, box tops. I know our PTO, right here, our PTO saves these and gets us some really cool things for our school with these. I think it's all automated right now. You don't have to turn them into her. You can just scan them. But I would go to our Facebook page for the PTO to find out more information about that. So no more clipping. You just scan it. I think you need your receipt, though, at the time. So if you haven't done that, make sure you get those done and get those box tops in. What you want to do is cut along the corners, not just hack it out of the middle. That way, you're going to end up getting the most cardboard. Okay, so when you do that, be careful. I'm using grown-up scissors, but I think kid scissors will work on this. If you really want to, you can ask mom and dad for help if they're not busy. But this should be something you should be able to do, most of you. Anyway, this is going to give me the most cardboard when I cut along the corners of the box. Oops, I was a little bit off there. That's okay. Okay. And voila, I have a nice big piece of cardboard I can use. I am going to use one of these big pieces later in another project I want to show you that I think is going to be kind of fun too. So I'm going to cut that away, put that to the side. You want kind of, for that next project coming up, I want to keep that one for later. And I think you'll like that. I have a lot of great things to do with cardboard. And this first project, like I said, is going to be about creating our own building sets. Okay. So one thing I did was I made my own shapes. And you can use any kind of shape you want, but the ones that were in this box, let me show you, were circles, rectangles, arches, triangles, and squares, okay? And these, you can make other shapes if you want, but these are some of the simplest ones and they'll all work, okay? They have slots in them and we'll be cutting those later. We want to make sure you don't cut your slots too small or too big. These are, I think, about maybe an inch, not quite, but it kind of depends on how big you make your shapes. Okay, all right, anyway, I'm going to start tracing my shapes. If you want to get a circle, you can go get a tin can out of the kitchen or a glass, and that'll make a nice circle. You can find a rectangle almost anywhere, maybe part of a ruler if you want. Same thing with squares. Triangles are a little trickier, but you can just go ahead and make that on your own. That's fine. And we're going to go ahead and your shapes, these are all kind of about this size, as you can see, that I've got down here. What I really like about it is putting the designs on. That's the fun part for me. I've got, I did this one myself. I did purple and green zigzags, and then I did polka dots on the other side. And they have lots of really cool ones that are inspirational on here. Like this, you could do a color wheel if you wanted to. Just black and white. If you just have a black Sharpie at home or a black marker, you can do black and tan because your cardboard's tan. So, like I said, this cardboard's kind of flimsy. So what we're going to do is we're going to make two of the same shape and then glue them together. That's what I ended up doing. Okay, I am starting to trace my shapes onto my cardboard. I did two rectangles here. I used these that already came in the box, but you could have used a ruler like I have here. That probably would have been great to help you make your shapes even and the same. You want to make them as close to the identical size as possible because you're going to be gluing them together. I found this, this is a cup I use in my studio here at home to hold water. Oops. If I don't make it just perfect, that's okay. I'm going to kind of trace it again. And on the side I can't see, that's the tricky part. There we go, I think I got it. All right, I'm going to do the same thing here. You know how Mrs. Schneider says, in art, it's not a mistake, it's an opportunity. Well, that's an opportunity to learn. How do I make my line better on this side? I'm going to start on the top side. And come around. Now I'm using Sharpie. Oh, now see, that's a little bit bumpy there. I found out again. Not perfect. I'm going to watch it more carefully. There we go. That's better. I just need to be careful. On that side I can't see. You can see it, but I can't. All right, so I have a couple of shapes here I'm going to cut out. And I need two of each shape because I want to make sure my cardboard is stronger. Now, could you do this with just one of each shape? You could, but the problem is then you're going to have one side that's the cardboard box. Maybe you don't care that, but I don't care about that, but I want to make my mine kind of attractive and artsy because this is a good sculptural project. We're learning about sculpture and how things fit together in 3D. But I'm going to glue mine together and then Okay, and it might be a little bit off. I can trim it up. Then I'll have a stronger piece of cardboard. Just one is pretty flimsy. It would still work for putting it together. It would go faster, but I also want to make mine look beautiful. So anyway, there's my first shape. Then my second shape. Sometimes it helps when you're cutting out to cut out right around your shapes, and then you have to cut carefully on this one. You can't just hack-a-whack-a-whack-a because these need to be fairly uniform or the same for this to work real well. Okay. One side and the other side. And I'm cutting carefully with my scissors. Remember how we just moved this hand that's not holding the scissors when we cut? That helps you to get all the way around a circle. And I barely move my right hand where my scissors are, and this is the hand that's turning my cardboard or my paper. All right, put those in the trash. And I'll show you what to do next. Okay, I've got my 2 pieces of cardboard here to make my rectangle shape and 2 pieces to make my circle shape. And I'm going to be using my friend Elmer. I'm going to touch, squeeze, go, touch, squeeze, go, touch, squeeze, go. I'm going to touch. You always want to touch because then you can get a more accurate touching the tip of Elmer's nose to your cardboard. Okay. And then when that's together, when that's glued, you can put it together. Okay. And you might have a little bit of glue leaking out. You're going to have to let this dry before you do anything else to it. So I'm going to put that to the side. I'm going to use my circles, touch, squeeze, align. You don't want too much. It'll ooze out and take longer to dry. Okay. And I'm going to let those dry before I work on them anymore. After I do, I can maybe trim them up a little bit, just a tiny bit, because I have some yellow sticking out here and here. I wasn't perfect in my cutting. You don't need to be either. Just do your best. And I've got that. Now I have both sides ready to be decorated. Hey, I'm back. I'm just playing with my construction set here. Look how cool that is. Creating all kinds of great things. You guys can make huge construction sets because there's no end to it. This was all I had in the box, but I'm thinking you guys could go with this forever. You could have hundreds of pieces and you could make huge buildings and sculptures, and oh boy, it's just so neat. Anyway, I'm going to put that to the side. I've been waiting for my glue to dry, and I've been decorating my cardboard shapes. This one I'm just going to trim up really carefully to kind of make sure it's really nice and even. And then I'm going to go ahead and make a design on there. I just want to cut that off. I'm going to check both sides. Yeah, see. Get it kind of as even as I can. All right, and then once I have my design on here, I'm going to go ahead and cut my slots. I want to make my slots, here's my other piece, just about an inch long, not too much, not quite, okay, on each one. And I'm going to do 4 on my circle, like so. And then I want to do 2 on my arch, one right there, and one right there. Okay. And then I can fit my pieces together, like so. Sometimes you have to kind of open your slot a little. This flimsier cardboard makes that easier. So there we go. Look at that. I've got my first piece put together. Okay. I'll just continue doing this. When I do my rectangles, I'll put 2 slots, one here and one here. When I do my square, I'll put 4 slots like I did on my circle. 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I do a triangle, I'll have 3 on the corners. 1, 2, 3. So I'll have 3 of them there on the triangle. And those will fit in really well. The ones I got in the kit are stiffer, but mine are pretty close. They're not too far off. I'm really excited about this project. I can't wait to see what you guys do. I can't wait to see how big you can make your sculptures and what beautiful designs you can create. Good luck!
Hello friends, I'm Andrea Strupp from Clifford Elementary, and today I'm visiting my friends at Lazy L Safari. Let's go take a look around.
Hey, this is Vicki with Lazy L Safari, my helper Hadley, and we are here to talk to you today about some of the biofacts from some of the animals here at Lazy L Safari. The first thing we're going to talk about is antlers, okay? Now, antlers are the fastest growing true bone in nature, and I've brought some examples here today from some of our animals. The 2 different types of deer that we raise are red deer and fallow deer. Red deer are a deer that originated out of Europe. They're a little bit smaller than an elk, and their antlers have a crown to them. So let me just show you. When they're 1 year old, we call this a spike, and a red deer antler is going to look like this. They don't get very big. As the deer get older, it gets a lot bigger. So Hadley here is going to show you an example. The same deer, when it's 1 year old, this is going to be a 2 or 3 year old red deer stag, okay? Now, fallow deer are a little bit different. They are another deer, again, a deer from Europe. They come in 3 different colors, brown, spotted, and white. Now, their antlers are going to look a little bit different. Again, this is the first year. This is a spike on a fallow deer. By the time they're 2 or 3, their antlers are going to look like this. And you can see they're a little different. You might notice this part kind of looks like the palm of your hand. In the fallow deer business, that's what we call a palm in the fallow deer. Now, antlers start growing in the spring. They will grow through the summer, and in the fall, they will the velvet will come off, because what happens is they will look really fuzzy, and then all that velvet will come off. Maybe look a little bloody. It's really just kind of itchy, about like a snake shedding its skin. It's not painful at all. And then they will look like this, what we call hard-horned, okay? Then again, the next year, the antlers will drop off, and they will start the whole process over again. There are 3 things that influence the size of an antler: the age of the animal, the genetics, and the nutrition. Now, a lot of people think that antlers and horns are the same thing, and this is just not actually true. So I did bring a couple examples of horns today, and here's what happens with antlers, the difference between antlers and horns. Antlers grow from the tip and are shed annually. Horns grow from the base and grow for the life of the animal. If a animal breaks the horn off, it does not grow back. I do have a couple examples of horns I will show you. This is a small horn. This is off of a Jacob's 4-horn sheep, which is a sheep with 4 horns. This one, this big one here, let me show you this. This is off of a scimitar horned oryx. Now, another thing I want to talk about today are ratites. Ratites are a flightless bird. That means they do not fly. I'm going to talk about 3 animals today. I'm going to show you some of their eggs. This is a rhea egg. A rhea is an animal from South America. They come in 2 different colors, white or gray. They get about 4 feet tall. Very interesting fact about rheas are the females lay the eggs, but the males actually make the nest. They lay on the eggs, hatch them out, and they actually take care of the young in the rhea family. This is an emu egg. Emus are from Australia. They're the 2nd largest bird next to the ostrich. Interesting fact about emus is before they hatch, emus, when they're little chicks, they make a little whistling sound, and you can always tell when they're getting ready to hatch. We hatch out a lot of our own eggs here, incubators, but you can hear them whistling in the eggs. Another interesting fact, you can see the pretty color of these. Emus lay their eggs in the winter time. Ostrich and rheas lay their eggs in the spring, summer, and into early fall. Now this is an ostrich egg. Ostriches are from Africa. Ostriches get about 8 foot tall. The males will have black feathers, the females will have gray feathers. When they hatch out though, they're all brown feathers, and they don't feather out till they get closer to adulthood. This ostrich egg, you can see how big it is. This is actually equal in volume to 2 dozen chicken eggs. And ostriches' eggs are good to eat. They're a lot lower in cholesterol than chicken eggs. Another animal we raise here at the zoo are African crested porcupines. Here's some of the quills from some of our porcupines. These are actually pieces of keratin, which is pieces of hair. Porcupines do not shoot their quills at you. That's just a myth. You may see that on cartoons. Actually, what will happen is if they are scared of a predator, they will start rattling their quills and spreading them out. And then if you get too close to them, they will stick in you. They are very, very sharp.
Did you know there are over 4,700 species of frogs? Did you know an ostrich's eye is bigger than its brain? Did you know emus are the second largest bird next to the ostrich? Did you know zebras run in a zigzag pattern, making it harder for predators to catch them? Did you know a macaw's beak is so strong it can easily crush and open a nut or a human knuckle? That would hurt. Did you know the longest snake in the world is the reticulated python? It can be up to 30 feet long. Did you know the world's largest rodent is a capybara? They can weigh up to 100 pounds. Did you know penguins live in Africa? They have a loud call that sounds like a donkey. Did you know tigers have striped skin, not just striped fur? They are also the largest of the cat family, and they are also good swimmers.
Hey, it's Vicki again at Lazy L Safari, and this is my little buddy. This is Scooby-Roo, the kangaroo. Now Scooby, let me tell you a little bit about Scooby. He is a red kangaroo. They're the largest of the kangaroo species. Of course, they're from Australia. And Scooby is probably about 8 or 9 months old. He's on the bottle, and you want to give him the bottle? It's bottle time about now. He takes the bottle 3 times a day. He currently lives in our house. He hangs out in this little pouch that makes him feel secure. We just kind of hang it on the closet door at home. He is eating solid food. There's some companies that make some special food for kangaroos, and he eats a little hay. Now Scooby, when he gets big, he'll be full grown at about 3 years old. Male kangaroos, he's going to get about 6 foot tall. He'll be able to jump 6 foot high in one jump, and he'll be able to leap 25 to 30 feet in one leap. Now Scooby's been helping us with our Animal Encounters school shows that we do during the winter, but he's getting big enough that he will be moving into the zoo for the summer, so anybody can come and see Scooby through the summer in 2020. Okay, now here's Scooby out of the pouch. Looks like he's probably a little bigger than you thought he was when he's in the pouch. You can see how they walk. They make a tripod. He uses his tail to balance. Notice he's got 3 big toes on his big feet, on his back feet. Some little claws on his front feet. Alligators are native to only the United States and China, the Chinese alligator. American alligators live in freshwater environments such as ponds, marshes, wetlands, rivers, lakes, and swamps. An average adult American alligator is 13 feet and weighs around 800 pounds, but can grow to 14 feet and almost 1,000 pounds. The ball python, also known as the royal python, is a python species found in sub-Saharan Africa or West Africa. Ball pythons prefer grasslands, savannas, and sparsely wooded areas. In the wild, their diet consists of mostly small animals. Like all other pythons, it is a non-venomous constrictor. This is the smallest of the African pythons and is popular in the pet trade, largely due to its small size and typically docile temperament. Uromastic is a genus of African and Asian lizards, the member species of which are commonly called spiny-tailed lizards. The size ranges from 10 inches to 36 inches or more. Hatchlings are usually no more than 3 to 4 inches in length. They tend to establish themselves in hilly, rocky areas with good shelter and accessible vegetation. Their spiked tail is muscular and heavy and can be swung at an attacker with great velocity. Uromastics generally sleep in their burrows with their tails closest to the opening in order to scare intruders. The African sulcata tortoise is the 3rd largest tortoise species in the world. The largest are the Galapagos and the Aldabras. They are not turtles. They cannot swim. They are land tortoises. They can be found in the savannas of Africa. Adults can reach up to 33 inches across and can weigh up to 230 pounds. They can live more than 70 to 100 years. The females dig a nest in the ground to lay their eggs. These are called clutches, and they may contain 15 to 30 or more eggs. After the eggs are laid, the female fills in the nest to cover them all, and it takes about 30 to 120 days to hatch. They make great pets. They have a great temperament. They require large enclosures and temperatures above 60 degrees. The African pygmy goat is a breed of miniature domestic goat. The pygmy goat is quite a hardy animal and can adapt to virtually all climates. The pygmy goat was developed from the West African dwarf goat, which was found most commonly in the Cameroon Valley. They were taken to Europe primarily by the British during the colonial era. A few hundred were later exported to the United States from Europe in the 1950s for use in zoos and for their milk. They were eventually acquired by private breeders and quickly gained popularity as pets and as exhibition animals owing to their small size, good-natured personalities, friendliness, and hardiness. Pygmy goats are the most common breed of goats kept as pets. Baby goats are called kids, and a female can give birth to 1 to 4 young. The origins of the Jacob four-horned sheep are not known. It has been bred in the British Isles for several hundred years. The most distinguishing features of the Jacob sheep are their four horns, although they may have as few as 2 or as many as 6. Both sexes are always horned, and the rams tend to have larger and more impressive horns. The lambs will exhibit their spotting and horn characteristics at birth, with the horn buds more readily apparent on ram lambs. Jacob ewes are instinctively attentive mothers and are very protective of their lambs. There are 2 species of chinchillas, and they are part of the rodent family. They live in colonies called herds. Historically, chinchillas lived in an area that included parts of Bolivia, Peru, Argentina, and Chile, but today, colonies in the wild are known only in Chile. The domestic chinchilla is descended from the long-tailed chinchilla, and the more common one in the wild, the short-tailed chinchilla, has been hunted nearly to extinction. The guinea pig, also known as cavy or domestic cavy, is a species of rodent. Despite their common name, guinea pigs are not native to Guinea, nor are they closely biologically related to pigs, and the origin of the name is still unclear. Spanish, Dutch, and English traders brought guinea pigs to Europe, where they quickly became popular as exotic pets among the upper classes and royalties. In Western society, the domestic guinea pig also enjoyed widespread popularity as a pocket pet or household pet. Their docile nature and friendly responsiveness to handling and feeding continue to make guinea pigs a popular choice of pet. There are 17 species of hedgehogs found in Europe, Asia, and Africa, and they have been introduced to New Zealand. The one you see here today is the African pygmy hedgehog. Hedgehogs are easily recognized by their spines, which are hollow hairs made stiff with keratin. Their spines are not poisonous or barbed, and unlike the quills of a porcupine, do not easily detach from their body. A defense that all species of hedgehogs possess is the ability to roll in a tight ball, causing all of the spines to point outwards. They are nocturnal, they sleep all day and awake during the night. Now these are scimitar-horned oryx. They are an African antelope. And one thing about these were actually listed on the endangered species list, also with the Dama gazelle and the Adex, but we actually got them delisted in the United States because there's so many in private breeders' hands in the United States. They have actually taken some of these and reintroduced them to the wild. Because all the animals you see today, none of these animals were taken from the wild. They were all bred in captivity. However, private breeders is how we're going to conserve these species.
So today we're visiting here with Lucille, and we wanted to talk a little bit about some interesting facts about camels. This year our class read a book called My Librarian is a Camel, and we learned some really interesting things. Did you know that in Kenya and other parts of the world, children receive their books from camels? In poor remote villages, books are hard to come by, so the camels actually help deliver the books to the library. Another interesting fact we learned when talking about camels was although most people think that their humps are filled with water, the humps actually have fat. That fat is used as reserve for energy for the camels so they can go long periods of time without water. One other interesting thing you may notice when looking at Lucille is she has pads on her belly, her knees, and the bottom of her feet. Those pads actually help protect camels when they lay on the ground so that the sand doesn't burn their skin. There are 2 different types of camels. 1 humped or dromedary camels and 2 humped Bactrian camels. I learned an interesting trick for telling the 2 apart. If you look at the letter B, there are 2 humps. So B for Bactrian. The letter D has 1 hump, so you think of D for dromedary. Camels also have 3 sets of eyelids and 2 rows of eyelashes. This will help keep the sand out of their eyes. Camels have thick lips, which lets them forage for thorny plants other animals can't eat.
Hey guys, it's Vicki again at Lazy L Safari. Come here guys, this is Lucy and Ethel, and we've got Donkey Kong here. Donkey Kong, you want one? These are our ringtail lemurs. These are one of my favorite animals. There, Hadley, you want to feed them? You'll notice they've got 13 black and white stripes on their tail. Their tail is always longer than their body. And of course, where are they from? You all know, the island of Madagascar. Now in the wild, these are an endangered species. but there are a lot of ring-tailed lemurs in captivity in the United States in zoos and private breeders. Lucy and Ethel were part of our animal encounter programs last year at schools, and now they've moved in with what we call a troop. That's what you call a group of ring-tailed lemurs. Lemurs love to jump and play, so they've got lots of toys in here to keep them busy. A lot of people want to know if a lemur is a monkey. Well, let me just tell you, they are a prosimian, part of the primate family. Monkeys, apes, and prosimians make up the primate family, and a lemur is a prosimian. So they're kind of a relative to the monkey. They love Fruit Loops. This is what they work for when we take them on our educational programs. They work for Fruit Loops. Welcome to Parakeet Jungle. Got over 100 parakeets in here, and you can get a little stick of feed and they'll fly down just like that, land right on your stick. Whoop, there it went. Watch out though, they may land on your head too. Let me tell you just a little bit about the Lazy L Safari. We are a privately funded and private zoo, family owned and operated agritourism venue. We raise all different breeds of exotic animals. Just for example, the lemurs here, they are an endangered species. So private breeders like us try to breed these species and bring them back kind of for conservation. Just for an example, if you do not have a special endangered species permit from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, you have to buy an endangered species from your own state. So Lucy and Ethel here was purchased from a private breeder, another private zoo in the state of Missouri. And they were purchased last year. They were used for our educational programs where we educate kids and adults, everybody, about our animals and about the conservation of exotic animals. And then when they get a little older, they just turned a year old in March. Now they're moved into our troop, into our zoo. And we will probably get another baby later on this year to use for our educational shows next year. So private breeders are very important for the conservation of exotic animals.
Thanks for coming!
Hi, I want to show you how to make an acrostic poem today. So when you make an acrostic poem, you use your topic and you make your word go down the page. So I'm using my last name, and I'm going to describe myself with adjectives. So for M, I'm going to describe myself as marvelous. For A, I'm going to use the adjective amazing. I'm feeling pretty good about myself today. For Y, I'm going to do yearning, because I'm yearning to go back to school, to get outside, to go places. For E, I'm going to put energetic. And for S, I'm going to do something fun and put silly. And so that's how your acrostic poem looks. So let's say, for instance, you decide to read about outer space today. When you read about outer space, you might choose the word space as being the main idea of your article or book that you read. So you're going to write space. And for this one, I'm going to use nouns. So I'm just going to pretend like my article had lots of information about stars for the S. For the P, it talked about planets. For the A, asteroids. For C, cosmos. And for E, Earth. So this is something that you can do at home with any book or article, or if you want to go to a website and read a story, you can do that, story online or readworks.com, and you can make an acrostic poem too. And you can even be creative and do all different colors and draw pictures to go with it if you like. Enjoy! Have fun!
So we're going to do an emerging engineers activity right now. So what we're going to try to do is, first I'm going to try to get this so we can all see the screen, is we are going to build a bridge between two chairs. So I have two stools in my kitchen, so we're going to build using things in our pantry. So here we go. So the rule is that you have to build a bridge, and it has to be 2 squares apart if you have tile, or like 2 feet, okay? So if you don't have a ruler, which I'm not going to find a ruler right now, but if you don't have a ruler at home, just like use your feet. So here, you know, like 1, 2, can you see that? 2 feet. Okay, hold on. So here's my stools. So I've got them 1, 2. I think that's like 2 feet apart. It's about 2 feet. Okay, so can you hear me? Can you hear me? We're gonna use things that are in my pantry. The rule is you can only use 10 things. So if you have like a box of macaroni and cheese, that counts, okay? So go to your pantry right now. I'm gonna go to mine and get 10 things, okay? If you don't have 10 things in your pantry, then get like a cup or something, or a plate that's not breakable, because we're gonna build a bridge between these 2 stools, okay? So do that right now. I'm gonna do it too, okay? Okay, I got 1 box right here. I'm gonna use that. I got some breadcrumbs. I think that'll be a good box. So I'm gonna use that. That's 2. You get 10, so get 8 more things. Okay. All right. I got a can of diced tomatoes. So that's 3. Oh man, this is gonna be really hard. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. Okay, I can do this. Okay. Here. I'm gonna get, I think I need these for the bridge. It's gonna be really like hard. So 2 things of spaghetti. Okay. So that is 5 things I've got. Okay. Let's see what else I've got in here. Oh, Miss Lee bought me these for my baby shower. They're left over. So here's like a paper plate. So that's 6 things. Oh my gosh, I'm getting really nervous. I hope I can do this. Oh, ramen. I got a pack of ramen. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I just lost one of my ramens. Okay. Here it is. Eight, 9. I'm gonna do 2 solo cups. Okay. Let's see what else I got. Ooh, I'm gonna get a bigger box. Vanilla wafers. Okay. So now, if you're watching, can you guys hear me? Okay, we're gonna build this bridge between these 2 stools using these 10 things. And that's what you can do too, okay? So if you do this, take a picture and show me. But right now, this is what we're gonna do. All right, I'm gonna move this down so you can see me. Maybe I need to move it forward. I don't know, you guys know I'm not good at this. Okay. So, I don't know if I picked the right things or not, but we're gonna give it a try. So I think that I maybe should have picked cans that were the same size, but I didn't. So that just makes it more challenging. Okay. So, okay, that's a pretty good start. All right. So I turn that on the side. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go. I think I'm going to be able to do this, guys. Maybe kind of easily. Uh-oh, okay. Maybe I talked too soon because this doesn't have very good stability. Oh, take the plate off. I think I got this with 5 things. Look. Ooh, maybe not, maybe not.
Ooh, that weight. The noodles are too heavy. The brownie box is so much better. Okay, let's see. Maybe I can move. Okay. Do. All right. Boom with the plate. The plate was, oh, it's all right. Okay. Was the plate the most genius thing I got? Possibly so. All right. Now, I bet my bridge can even hold the ramen. Oh, yeah. All right. So, I didn't use these tomatoes or breadcrumbs, but I can use them to cook spaghetti tonight. Maybe all my cheese. So, can you do this? Okay. You're going to get 2 chairs. I have stools. You can have chairs. You can put them, together like that, facing 2 feet apart from the top. So the chairs might look closer on the bottom, like here. Okay. But then get 10 things from your pantry. 10 things. So I had 10. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I just picked randomly. And I probably could have picked better because I didn't get anything that was the same size except for the spaghetti and the solo cup. So that was like clutch because your bridge, you want to be both on the same side. So do that. And then see if you can do it across. Take a picture. Here's mine. My bridge transports ramen to save the world. Boom. Across the bridge. So let's pretend ramen comes from all the places that are safe right now. And right now, nobody over here can get it. So we have to use the bridge. And, oh no. Boom. Goes across the bridge. Oh, well, the ramen still made it and saves the land. Okay, anyway, so that's Katie's emerging engineer for today. Thanks for joining me in my kitchen. And build a bridge with 10 items. I did it with 8. If you can do it with 7 or less, let's make this a competition. No big old cheating bag of cereal, though, that is just 1 item. So at least 2, you got this. I miss you guys. Bye.
Hey there, this is Mrs. Boba, and we're going to stand up and do a little skip counting workout. So skip counting is great for multiplication and for division. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to skip count by 2s. So we're going to take our feet nice and wide, and we're going to take it into a squat. So we go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. The next one is we're going to do some punches for 3s. So squat it back down, we're going to punch it out. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. The next one we're going to do is we're going to take it to 4s. So we're going to do jumping jacks for 4s. Now I'm going to take it to nice light jumping jacks, but you can take it nice and big if you'd like to. So we're going to go 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. Next one is we're going to count by 5s. So we're going to come to the ground. And we're going to take it to some push-ups. Here we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And our last one, we're going to skip count now by 10s. And I'm going to take it to lunges. So we're going to come out, we're going to go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And that is your skip counting workout. Thanks, guys.
Wow, what a wonderful show. I have learned so much. I hope you have too. And you know what? We'll see you back here again tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching today. And it's always a wonderful day to be a tiger.
See you next time, boys and girls.